Okay, hello YouTube. This is going to be my first video for this channel. My name is Justin, and I, as you may have guessed from what you're seeing, I'm a truck driver for a living. I'm going to briefly introduce myself and kind of explain what this channel is about. As you can see, the thing is called Reign of Errorism. So I'll get to what Errorism is in about a little bit. I'm gonna, just so you have a chance to know me a little bit, I'm not super young. I'm a little over 50. I've been on the earth for quite a bit. I've experienced a lot, been all over the place. Hi, Editor Justin here. I talked for probably 15 minutes telling you all kinds of useless details about jobs I've done. So I've decided that's not really good content and I'm not going to make you suffer through it. I've done a whole bunch of jobs, starting with sweeping floors at an auto repair shop, then McDonald's, then computer work. I worked for 3 different companies. That did pretty well for me, but eventually it was time to move on. 9/11 happened and I joined the Army. I was deployed twice, had a lot of interesting experiences there. Probably changed me a lot of all the things I've done. After that, I went to college, got a degree in digital film and video production. That was very transformative. But I haven't used it that much. So now I'm resolving to change that. What else did I do? After that, I've done a whole bunch of odd jobs. I worked for a hotel doing maintenance, repairing things. I worked for a hardware store. That wasn't so fun. Met a lot of people, but you know, very, very brief meetings, and then you generally don't see those people again. Several other little odd jobs here and there. The overall effect is that I've worked with a lot of people, a lot of different companies, and I have a perspective about what makes a great company, what companies are trying to do good in the world, and which companies are just trying to make a whole bunch of money. And there's lots and lots of area in between those two extremes, right? Anyway, I think that sums it up as far as kind of who I am and how I got here. More things will come out in the future, but I think for a brief introduction, that's enough. Now let's get on with what does Reign of Errorism mean? Back to your regular scheduled programming. This idea first in another video, a lady who did a video that was kind of like, I think she's an editor and someone who makes a lot of grammatical and spelling mistakes would be an errorist. And so she was kind of doing a play on words, and it was a really hilarious video. I'm going to link it. I'm going to find that and link it because it's hilarious. I'm going to use the word in another way. And in a lot of ways, I'm talking about when I say errorists, those are people, I believe, that perpetuate lies, usually lies of omission, usually even for good reasons. I have an analogy, and it goes something like this. You are the first mate on a sailing ship. That ship sails for the Kingdom of England. It's, I don't know, the 1500s or something. King Henry. I know there are a whole line of King Henrys, so that's an easy one, right? We're on a ship. We represent the Kingdom of England, and you're the first mate. And the entire crew is proud of this ship. They're proud to be English and represent the king. So the captain of the ship brings you in and tells you that he's getting old and he thinks he's going to die soon, and he needs to tell you something important. He proceeds to tell you a tale of how when the ship was being constructed, the shipwrights, that's what they call people that build ships, the shipwrights, pardon me, I have something in my eye. The shipwrights were paid by the king to build ships for him and defend the kingdom from Spanish ships in the seas. Now, the shipwrights, of course, have to build the ships out of wood, and they get that wood comes to them through loggers who go out, find the correct type of trees, chop them down, and get them shipped to the shipwrights. And these shipwrights are in the middle of building this ship, and eventually the loggers are having a harder and harder time finding the correct type of wood. But the king wants ships to continue being built at a certain rate. He's got a schedule and he's got a war planned and all this stuff, and those shipwrights, rather than just telling the king, look, we can't make ships, they end up having to figure out ways to work with the best lumber the loggers can get. And that ship that you're in was 3/4 of the way through the construction when they ran out of the premium lumber they've always used. And so because of that, they finished the bottom of the ship last. They finished the bottom last, and that's where the substandard wood was first put in the ship. Now, they expected that those ships would last 100 years. And this ship was built 60 years ago. The first captain commanded the ship for 30 years, and the second captain commanded the ship for 30 years. Now it's going to be your turn. And this captain is now telling you that the ship isn't quite as good as everyone's been told. The bottom quarter of the ship underwater is not quite as good as the top. And that's been kept a secret for many reasons. First, it was kept a secret because the shipwrights didn't want to disappoint the king, and they didn't want what might happen if they were to tell the king that they couldn't deliver ships. Now, maybe it wouldn't be the shipwrights who would be punished for that. Maybe it would be the loggers. But the shipwrights are friends with the loggers, and they care about the loggers. They didn't want to see the loggers punished either. So they kept it a secret. The captain found out, and he decided, rather than to put the shipwrights and the loggers in jeopardy, and the kingdom who needed that ship, even if it's substandard. So here it is. It's been 60 years. 2 captains have kept the secret of the bad boards. But this captain who is now planning to turn the ship over to you, he says, now I need you to keep it a secret, but I was planning, we're on a mission currently, and we have freight that needs to be delivered somewhere, really important freight. It's, it's materials for building a new colony, or it's materials to keep a new colony alive. It's food and nails, for example, gunpowder and other things they need. I don't know. Did guns and muskets exist in the 1500s? I don't know. Well, let's just say there's no gunpowder. Swords and things is what everybody uses at that time. So here you are. Important materials for an English colony. And here you are sailing the pride of the English Navy. And for the support of the kingdom and all of the crew, the current captain has been keeping the secret of the substandard lumber that was used to build this ship. And he told you, I was going to go to port after this mission and get these boards replaced because this ship is starting to leak. And it's not bad yet, but we don't know how long this is going to last. So that's my dilemma. Now, here you are, you learning that the captain is an errorist. The captain has been keeping a secret from the crew for the purpose of supporting the kingdom, supporting the shipwrights, supporting the previous captain, or at least not diming him out, right? Not tarnishing his legacy. And the crew. There's concern about how the crew would react if they found out they're serving on a leaky ship. For good reason, right? There could be a mutiny. There could be a panic. Maybe some idiots would jump off the ship immediately. Like, who knows, right? The captain is expecting pandemonium should he announce to the crew that the ship is leaking. He has one man that's down in the belly of the ship who monitors the leaks, and whenever there's enough to get it scooped up into a bucket, he pours it overboard and just tells everybody it's his, that's the one he uses for a toilet. So it's not uncommon to see people come up with buckets and dump them overboard, and he's been able to keep it a secret. Everybody just thinks he drinks way too much water. So, now you know though. You know that the ship is leaking, and that it's been leaking for some time, and that there were plans to bring the ship in for repairs and just pretend that it was somebody had hit a rock or something, and justify the repair that way. You probably are going to be tempted to perpetuate that lie of omission. Why? For all the reasons it was started in the first place, plus the current captain, you don't want to tarnish his reputation. But what are the results if you don't come clean and tell everybody about it? Well, you could have to make repairs in a hurry, in the dark of night. Try to hire a shipwright to do the repairs and bring him into your confidence, but have him tell everybody it was rocks. He may have to use people that are new enough to working on ships that they don't know the difference between what a rock substandard lumber looks like, or a lumber that was just run into some rocks, for example. So they'll buy your story. Well, guess what? They're also not great at repairing ships. It's the people who have been doing it their whole life that are great at repairing ships because they know ships so well, they can do that repair. You ask the novices to do that job, you're asking for trouble. So that's the thing. You might want to bring the novices in because you can lie to the novices. They're going to believe your lies. They don't know any better. Well, perpetuating that errorism could have really big consequences. That ship could end up getting a substandard repair job done because you have to keep it secret. And it could result in that ship sinking. And then all hands would be lost. So you could be killing your crewmates.
1.25 miles. Keep right to the road.
And that's what errorism is about, to me. The reign of errorism on that ship. Are you going to be the captain who brings the crew into your confidence and tells them, hey, look, we've got a problem. It's not our fault, but it's up to us to fix it. I challenge you to look at your own life and think, have I been perpetuating errorism in my life? Have I been keeping some secrets? Maybe some that I originated myself, maybe others that I inherited from other people. And I perpetuate it because I don't want people to get hurt. But what happens? That hurt continues on to the next people.
Right to the road.
So for the sake of our children and our grandchildren, for everything we hold dear, everything we work for, you need to put it at risk a little bit and end the errorism.
Arriving at I-26 eastbound rest area on the right.
So my time is done for
Continue
today.
on the road.
As you can see, this is where I'm going to spend the night. I hope this message strikes home a little bit. I don't know anybody that's not guilty of a little errorism. I'm certainly guilty of it. I'm not a perfect person, and I'll admit it. I'm not going to tell you every errorism, every error I've ever committed. It's lots of them, right? But I'm committed to doing better. And that's the best we can do. May you root out errorism in your life. And may the next generation benefit from it. Alright, before I wrap up the video, I wanted to explain the intro a little bit. I used B footage for that, and that's kind of a preview for what's coming next. It hasn't always been my passion, but as time has gone on, I've learned a whole lot about bees, and I've recently learned how things have drastically gone astray. In a lot of ways, it is one of those errorism things. Quite a long time ago, a lot of beekeepers learned how they can manage and keep bees in more sensible ways. But a lot has been learned since then in other places. There are now natural methods that basically treat the bees a lot better, and they have a lot better results. It's all in this book, Keeping Bees with a Smile. Now, I'm not sponsoring this guy or anything, but I've learned a lot from him, and what I'm going to be doing is starting up a beekeeping operation. I'm going to be building hives, capturing swarms, and doing this a 100% natural way. There will be an entire series about it. It'll be interspersed with other videos. So I hope some of you will look forward to that. It's guaranteed to be an exciting adventure. I've been working on getting ready to do it for a while, but within the next couple of weeks, I'll have footage of some of the first hives. But to set some expectations, it's not going to be till spring before we'll actually have any bees in them, most likely. Although I will get them set up this fall. What else? I do intend to make videos on some other subjects. I guess I'll wait to introduce those subjects till it's time. Otherwise, I'm just throwing things out there and saying, just wait till you see this, right? That's not fun. So, rather than tease you about things that I'm planning to do in the future, I'm just going to wrap this up here. And I hope you all enjoyed the video. And till next time, take care.